Я маленькая девочка, я в школу не хожу. Купите мне сандалики, я замуж выхожу. I was about 4 or 5 years old when I learned this poem. It seemed so cute and wonderful back then, but now looking at it, I think, what did my parents or whoever taught me that poem were trying to teach me? Basically, they are saying, you don't have to go to school. I'm a small girl. I don't go to school. Buy me new sandals. I'm going to get married. So what's important is not your education, not growing up, but really just dress up nice and find the right man. Such a horrible thing to teach to a 4 or 5 year old. I want to ask, before we go to contemplative mood of discussing how to speak to little girls, I want to ask all of you, do you have any little girls around you? I want you to raise your hand if you have a niece or a daughter or a younger sister or a cousin, all of you. If any, maybe your friends have daughters, maybe goddaughters, anything. So I see like many of you. And also in my everyday life, I talk to many girls of different ages. And what surprised me always is how much these amazing, talented and capable individuals think about their appearance. This is #1 topic on their agenda. You would be surprised how many girls who are only 5 years old actually make big scandals to their parents about what they are wearing to kindergarten today. And how many 12-year-old girls don't want to be photographed unless they have makeup on. And I also met an 8-year-old girl who was so unhappy because she believed boys didn't like her because she was not beautiful. I don't want to go into details of what happens to them next, about all the food disorders and why girls would rather prefer to be top models than to win a Nobel Peace Prize. I want to think when it all starts. I used to believe that the root of this evil is the media. I thought, look at these girls, they are surrounded by these magazines, TV shows, I don't know, movies, computer websites, and what do they see? What is important is how they look like. But then I came across this article by Lisa Bloom. She's an author of this book, Think. She challenged the readers to think about what you speak to little girls about. What did you say when you meet a cute little girl wearing a pink shirt? What do you say to her? This is my friend Rusanka. When I met her, my immediate desire was to tell her how beautiful, charming, and cute she was. And then I understood that I have to really analyze and reflect of what am I doing to this little girl. And I found that talking to her interests, talking about her talents was a big challenge. It really took a conscious effort. And I struggled so much. Oh my, so many girls I met, and I always, it's such a natural icebreaker to tell them, look at your dress, turn around, you're so cute, your hair is so nice. Until I met this one girl. She's a daughter of my friends. She's 5 years old. She lives in Tajikistan, in a, I would say, poor area of Tajikistan, if there is such a thing in a poor country. And one day she came up to her parents and said, can I go and work with our neighbors for one day? Father was like, she's 5 years old. What is she talking about? The neighbors have a business of selling dairy products. And they decided, okay, she's 5 years old. I mean, what harm can she do to her? Let her go. She came back the day with her first salary. She earned a glass of kefir, the support of her that her parents took that day. And she really inspired me so much because of her entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial skills. I was like, if a 5-year-old girl can earn kefir, what can we do as grown-up women? And what can other girls do as well? She inspired me so much. Every time I spoke to the girl, I told everyone this story. She became, I don't know, an icon for me to work for. And then in summer last year, I made friends with Mariam. She's in the center of this picture. She's 10 years old. She is so sweet. And when I spoke to her, I asked her, she told me what the meaning of friendship is, what the meaning of service is, what the meaning of life is. But one of her biggest interests in life, one of her biggest passions in life is Disney cartoons. She knows all of them by heart. And you know what is common in most Disney cartoons? Is a princess-like character. That is, of course, Cinderella is kind. Snow White is sincere. Mulan is brave. And a mermaid sacrifices herself for love. But all of what they first see is how slim and beautiful they are. And I started talking to this girl, like, let's see what these characters are about. And it was such a challenge. And then I told her, I was a princess myself some time ago. I was in a theater play, and I was a princess. And she was totally fascinated with the idea of theater. She kept asking me all the questions about how do you do it? What is the, it's so easy for you to be an actress because you're so beautiful. I said, well, acting is not about the appearance. Acting is really about finding how to pretend like you are someone else. And it takes a lot of plays, and we spent so many hours discussing. I showed her more dramatic plays that I was in, and she was inspired. She decided to write a play herself. And she did. It was called Real Friendship. This is from her notes. She wrote it, and with a little bit of editing, it became such an interesting story with amazing plot, and also with a good moral in it. There's just a few quotes from what she wrote. Not only she wrote it, she directed it, and she put a play for her brother's birthday. I also had an honor to be one of the actresses, and her brother was very happy, and her parents could not even believe she wrote it herself. She inspired me so much, and I know that there are other girls who are inspired by this story. I know Lily's niece recently wrote a play. I hope she will tell us about it later, called Magic Words, which she came up with herself. And what I'm trying to ask you to do, next time you talk to a girl, Mama, next time you talk to your daughter, or Lily, you talk to your niece, or you talk to your niece, or whoever had the goddaughters here, think of what you are saying to them. And we can do it. Let's change this world, one little girl at a time.